I see you wearing an election interference never surrender shirt.
Yeah,
And that photo taken on today, he surrendered, right?
he didn't surrender.
Well, he surrendered to the authorities in that picture.
Well, that's okay because he was not guilty. He's innocent.
But he was found guilty of a felony. Does that give you pause at all?
No, not at all. Not at all. It makes me even vote for him even more. And I tell everybody about it.
In what way?
Because everybody feels his pain. They feel like they're in the same position as as all the people that are felons. I gotta go.
All the people that are felons?
No, they feel his pain because they're in that position. But he's not a felon because he never did anything wrong.
But he was convicted by a jury of our peers.
It doesn't matter. It was all cheap because they said that a couple of people actually put something on Facebook that he was already guilty without even knowing the verdict.
What about Hunter Biden's conviction?
He's an asshole. I don't even want to talk about it.
I mean, do you think that was a just conviction?
He needs to be convicted of more than that, because the laptop was real, and that's why Trump lost, because they said that it was Russian interference, and that's wrong. I gotta go.
Trump Mobile. The release was originally slated to happen in August, but now it's November.
Oh, Nacho getting scammed by Chunky Milk Phone.
All right, folks, buckle up, because today's episode of MAGA FAFO is a warm, cinnamon-spiced slice of we should have seen that coming. So picture this. MAGA pre-orders Trump-branded smartphones, drops $100 non-refundable like they're buying a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's Patriot Factory, and they're told the phones will arrive in August. August comes, August goes, Labor Day strolls by, Halloween passes, Thanksgiving gets eaten, and now Santa is warming up to slide down chimneys, and MAGA is still sitting there waiting for their phones like they waited for that confirmed rapture on September 23rd. Spoiler alert, either it didn't happen, or maybe it did and we're the ones left behind. I'm kidding, I think. When I heard this story, my jaw said, nope, I'm staying exactly where I am, because truly, my flabbers were not gasted. Not one flabber was gasted. Captain Tangerine has once again demonstrated an unmatched ability to sell anything to anyone as long as it's red, white, blue, and vaguely freedom flavored. Hey, my name is Glenn, and I had a great Thanksgiving because I don't have any weird politically charged relatives trying to lecture me that Tylenol is secretly causing autism in babies. Nope, I just got to chill and observe the circus from a distance, like hearing the hot gossip that Erica Kirk is supposedly pregnant, and that some folks are whispering it might be JD's baby. That's some premium MAGA-land drama, and it's a lot more fun when I'm not related to anyone involved. I got to eat my mashed potatoes in peace. Y'all should tell me your Thanksgiving horror stories down below. Believe me, my comment section has healed more emotional trauma than most therapists. If you're new here, welcome aboard the chaos of America, aka where the Wi-Fi is slow but the drama is fast. And as always, I love coffee more than life itself. If caffeine were a religion, I'd be bishop of the Dark Roast Diocese. And I genuinely mean this. This community, you guys are golden. The comments, the support, the smart jokes, the energy, it feels like we've built the funniest little sanity bunker on YouTube. Now, grab a mug, sit back, and let's dive into the FAFO, shall we?
You're gonna like this one because on today's edition of FAFO, titled, Dude, Where's My Phone? So, do y'all remember how Donald and his sons decided to launch Trump Mobile? Well, apparently quite a bit of people left $100 deposits for it. Let me roll some footage for you so you can understand better.
The Trump family's attempt to launch a new smartphone is off to a rough start. You may remember back in June, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. announced the launch of a new American-made mobile phone along with a wireless service they called Trump Mobile. The release was originally slated to happen in August, but now it's November and people are still waiting.
The really funny thing about this is that when they originally announced Trump Mobile, they said that this phone would be made in America. And then later had to retract that statement because they said making a phone priced at $499 in America is impossible. And I found this article from NBC News. So the phone was supposed to come out in August, but 3 months later, there are no signs that the phone has become a reality. Brian Chung, a reporter from NBC News, placed an order, obviously for reporting purposes. When Brian placed his pre-order for the phone, his credit card company sent him a text wondering if it was a fraudulent transaction. NBC News made 5 separate calls to the Trump Mobile customer support line between September and November, and at one point the call operator promised a ship date of November 13th. It's pretty much almost Thanksgiving. And then NBC News called again and followed up with the call center, saying that now the ship window would be around December with no specific date. And here's the best part. When NBC News reached out to the call center, the operator cited the government shutdown as a reason for delay without further explanation. I didn't realize that private companies would be affected by the government shutdown when it comes to production. Now, it looks like there's a very common theme going on here. So just a short little recap. It was supposed to come out sometime in September, then the operator said November 13th, and then another operator said sometime in December without any specific dates. If you understand pattern recognition, then you probably know what's going on here. It's called moving the goalposts, which is something MAGA excels at. This is totally reminding me of like that man that bought his wife a pink Trump watch, and then it shipped without the letter T, so it said rump. And for photo reference, I'm talking about this one. You know, grifters are just gonna continue grifting. And to all of the people that left $100 deposits for this phone, except for Brian, the news reporter, all I have to say to you is you better just stick with Apple or Samsung or Android, because I'm gonna venture a guess that you're probably not gonna see these phones anytime soon. And if that $100 sounds like it would come really handy for you right now, you know, since groceries and prices are up for everything, then you better pull yourself up by the bootstraps like you tell other people to. Anyways, thoughts on cell phones to you.
Hello and good evening. Listen, in another episode of As the White Hood Turns, y'all remember when I told y'all about how Sid was coming out with his own version of the smartphone. It was going to be, you know, his phone. You remember what I'm saying? And the phone was supposed to be made in America, and it was going to be $499, right? And they were supposed to have launched the phone in August. Well, it is now November 24th. And guess what? Ain't no phone. But that's not the story. How about thousands, hundreds of thousands of people pre-ordered this phone for $100 deposit? You know where this is going. You already know. I know you already know. That's right. Ain't no phone. That phone was supposed to be launched back in August. Them people gave them $100 deposit, and guess what they said? It's non-refundable. They said to get your money back, press never. Listen. Woo! I'm telling you, the MAGA madness is the grift that keeps on grifting. But for the rest of us, it's the gift that keeps on gifting. Because every day, there is something new that just continues to show how dumb these people are. I cannot believe. So let's do the math. Let's just say 100,000 people at $100 a pop. And now they're not going to get their $100 back. I don't know how long it's going to take before Meemaw Peepaw and that family wreath to understand. Y'all just dumb. Y'all keep giving this man money, his family money. They keep making money hand over fist. Anyway, I guess I'm just going to be here because I love my Samsung. With my little friend, I love my Samsung. Anywho, yeah. On that note, I got to go. I got to go feed that dog. Okay, bye.
But if a jury convicts him, would that change your opinion of him at all? Is there anything that could happen that could lose your support for him?
Not at all. Not anything that they're trying to bring up. No.
So if he goes to jail, still president in jail is fine with you?
Absolutely.
Would you rather have Donald Trump in jail as president or Joe Biden in the Oval Office?
I will take Donald Trump anywhere. Jail, it doesn't matter. I will absolutely take him over Biden any day.
Tell me you're in a cult without telling me you're in a cult. MAGA folks will literally look into the camera with a straight face and declare that they would rather have Captain Tangi as president, even if he were broadcasting from a prison yard or live streaming from Alcatraz, than let any other human being hold office. And guess what? He was convicted, and they did not give a flying Thanksgiving turkey. And now suddenly they've changed the tune about the Trump files. Yes, I said Trump files, not Epstein files, because that man is practically stamped across every other page. And these people will trip over themselves trying to justify every suspicious rendezvous and eyebrow-raising photo like, no, he was undercover. He was gathering intel. He was saving the children. My God, these folks are running on a completely unique brand of logic fumes. It's like they're doing Olympic-level mental gymnastics while blindfolded with their shoelaces tied. But listen, this next clip absolutely took me out. You all in MAGA land are operating in a multiverse of creativity I can barely comprehend. Check this out, and we'll roll some more as we go along.
Oh my God, it's finally here. The Trump phone. Let's see what this is about.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best phone. The biggest. Absolutely tremendous.
Nice. Hey Siri Trump, call mom.
Sorry, I don't take orders, but I did win the election and I would have won 3 times if Sleepy Crooked Joe didn't cheat.
Weird. Let me just try to take a picture.
Access denied.
The front camera doesn't work. Hey Trump Siri, switch the front camera.
Sorry, front-facing camera only. We don't believe on turning our back on America.
Okay. Let me see. It doesn't swipe left. Hey Siri Trump, swipe left.
Can't swipe left. That's a liberal feature.
Hey, yeah, quick question. Whatever happened to the Trump phones from a few months ago that like a bunch of people pre-ordered that are like made in America? Because they're not. His website just sells renewed or reused or whatever term phones now. How do these people keep falling for it? And like the Trump watches that literally said rump, like he gets you guys every time. Maybe after like the 9th grift you'll learn. Maybe double digits, I don't know.
If the Trump phone actually does exist at all, this website certainly isn't helping its case because there are so many errors on this. It's just hilarious. Let me walk you through some of my favorite bits. First of all, man, you gotta love that design. The vertically brushed gold with the big T on it. Man, they really know what they're doing design-wise. But if we go down to the specs, first of all, storage, 12 gigabytes of RAM. That's not what storage is. Memory, which is RAM, says 256 gigabytes of internal storage. Sick. Okay, we've got a punch hole AMOLED. That's an actual thing. Congratulations. Also for security, in-screen fingerprint sensor plus AI face unlock. Yeah, so that's not secure at all. Do you want a camera taking a picture of your face and it getting processed on an AI server to see if it's you? Even if it's on device, that's sketchy as all hell. Then we get to the cameras. Our main camera is 50 megapixels, but the depth sensor and the macro lens are 2 megapixels? What is this, 2009? The front camera supposedly is 16. And then if we go down here, the battery, 5,000 milliamp hours. But on the subject of battery, over here in the key features section, you'll notice it says 5,000 milliamp hour long life camera. Okay. That's not how cameras work at all. No, of course, I'm not going to suggest that they just went onto AliExpress and bought a phone with a triple camera setup that also conveniently has a 6.8-inch display, 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage, a 5,000 milliamp hour long life camera, and a very similar looking punch hole with 3 cameras on the back. They definitely did not just buy something almost exactly like this and mark it up like 10 times. Because of course, according to the Trump organization, these phones will eventually be made in America, even though no phone in the entire world currently is. So I believe them. I believe all of that.
It's one thing to be gullible. I mean, we've all fallen for a dumb headline or bought a product off TikTok that turned out to be wish.com with better lighting. But being MAGA level gullible, that's an entirely different sport. That's not casual gullibility. That's Olympic gullibility with opening ceremonies, pyrotechnics, and matching tracksuits. Because when it comes to being grifted, these folks are not just victims, they are investors. They don't just get scammed, they RSVP, show up early, bring snacks, and ask where to swipe their card. And it's not just the Trump phones, not just the tariffs, not just the "I'll make groceries cheap again" promises like he's about to enter the supermarket with a magic wand and a coupon from Hogwarts. No, we've got Trump meme coins. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Tangerine decided to get involved with crypto meme coins, and MAGA supporters dove in face first like toddlers jumping into a ball pit. Except instead of colorful plastic balls, it was financial ruin. People lost millions. Actual millions. Gone. Evaporated faster than a Diet Pepsi on a Texas sidewalk in July. And the best part? They still blame the deep state. Not Trump, not the grift, not their decisions. Nope, it was clearly the fault of some shadowy liberal lizard bankers hiding under Denver airport. So take a look at this, because this next part, this right here is what happens when fanatical loyalty meets financial illiteracy in a dark alley. Check this out. And oh, buddy, we're just getting started.
Y'all, so in another episode of As the White Hood Turns, it's going to be a little long, but stay with me. Stay with me. So I'm scrolling TikTok, and I see this lady, and she's talking about this lady who's friends with her sister, right? And the lady and her husband are big Syphilitic Sid supporters. Stay with me. Stay with me. So they decide that they want to leave their state and they want to move to, I believe it's Utah, where they want to be around more like-minded people, if you know what I'm saying. So they get over there and they have already started building this house. It's supposed to be their retirement home and all this kind of stuff. But when they get there, they find out that the costs have gone up, because of the tariffs and stuff, right? So the materials that they need to build the house have gone up. So, they got to come up with more money. So they had apparently a little bit of money left, I guess, in like some retirement account or whatever. And so the wife says to the husband that they should probably just go ahead and pull that money out. Well, child, this is where it gets interesting. She didn't know that he had taken the bulk of that money and invested in Syphilitic Sid's meme coin, his crypto. And when they went to go get the money, wasn't none left because that meme coin ain't worth shit. But that's not the best part. So I go research because I want to tell the truth when I'm talking to y'all. So I go research, and I'm trying to look up the story to see if I can find the story to see if there's anything. And why did all these articles say that there are thousands of people that have lost their savings as a result of investing in Syphilitic Sid and that lady over there's meme coins? Okay, so apparently these coins were originally selling for anywhere between $50 to $75 per coin. They are now less than 10. What? So all these people have lost their life savings. So back to the original couple. They're like in their 60s, 70s, late 60s, early 70s. Now they got to go back to work because they've dumped all this money into building this house that they can't finish. He invested the remainder of their retirement. She didn't give a specific amount, but there's no money left because them coins are worthless. If that is not the ultimate fuck around and find out, I don't know what is. Okay? Y'all keep your money. Keep your money. Call who them people? E-Trade. Okay, bye.
Donald Trump's meme coin is plummeting right now. It's wiped out $12 billion from his own supporters. But don't worry, guys. The insiders have pocketed nearly $100 million in fees. The value of a Trump-branded meme coin has fallen by about a quarter since August. Eric Trump's stake in a Bitcoin mining venture has shed roughly half of its value from its peak. And Trump's social media company, which started hoarding Bitcoin this year, is hovering near an all-time low. The sell-off is part of a broader rout that's wiped out more than $1 trillion of value across the digital asset world. The Trump family's fortune has fallen to about $6.7 billion from $7.7 billion in early September. That's according to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, a decline largely tied to its growing portfolio of crypto ventures. Scams. Trump's holdings involve intricate deals that go beyond straight bets on the value of digital currencies. Everyday investors who can easily spend their money on Trump-linked projects stand to feel greater pain. Any speculator who bought Trump's meme coin at its peak after it was announced on Inauguration Weekend, for instance, would have lost almost the entire value of their investment by this month. Eric Trump, the president's second-born son, said he remains undaunted. He has repeatedly urged investors to double down, even in crypto market downturns. He says, "What a great buying opportunity. People who buy the dips and embrace volatility will be the ultimate winners. I have never been more bullish on the future of cryptocurrency and the modernization of the financial system." Jim Angel, who's a finance professor at the Georgetown University, said retail investors can only speculate. The Trumps, on the other hand, not only speculate, but they can create tokens, sell them, and make money off of those transactions. In total, all of his supporters have lost about $12 billion, while the Trumps have made hundreds of millions of dollars off of transactions alone. If anything, this crash exposes the truth that MAGA refuses to face. Trump doesn't care about his supporters, and he never will.
I just love Shan's content and her episodes about syphilitic Sid. That's honestly my comfort viewing while I sip my coffee like a smug Victorian aristocrat judging peasants. But speaking of unhinged characters, let's talk about the MAGA geniuses out here dumping their life savings into Trump and Melania meme coins. These people will literally say with their whole chest, "I don't trust the government or Wall Street," and then turn around and invest in digital internet cartoons of Daddy Trump riding a bald eagle. And then when the coin crashes, when the value disappears faster than Trump's loyalty to his lawyers, they'll say, "This was a setup by the deep state," not that they bought a meme coin whose logo was literally Trump's face photoshopped onto a Care Bear. And you know what's extra spicy? There's this rumor floating around that Barron Trump made millions off some insider deal, like the kid accidentally wandered into a secret crypto handshake while looking for Fortnite skins. And MAGA folks just clap like seals and say, "See? The Trump family is smart and blessed." No, sweetie, they're rich because they are the house. You are the customer. You're not in the casino, you're the guy the casino pays for. And you'll never notice the grift because the grift feels like patriotism when you're in the cult. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this episode of MAGA FAFO. To those of you who love to fund my coffee addiction with super thanks, just know that God sees you and you have a front row seat in heaven. I genuinely love you all for watching, for sticking to the end, for liking the videos and leaving your comments. You are the reason Glenn stays caffeinated, sarcastic, and borderline insufferable in the best way. I'll catch you in the next one. Let me go get some Americano.